Hi world, it's Jenguin. Today's episode is a napcast. I am so tired. I have been pulling all-nighters like a crazy person because those Celsius energy drinks are like wild. They really get me going. And I had like 2 or 3 of them the other day. I don't know what's wrong with me. And I was up for, I counted. I'm already on. Oh, I'm sleepy cast. I was up for 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 38, 39, almost 40 hours. I might have actually hit 40 hours straight. And maybe other people have gone longer than that and they don't think that that's crazy, but I am almost 32 years old and I cannot be doing this anymore. All of that to say, I have just been laying on a couch, bored out of my mind, and I don't really feel like playing video games. I don't feel like watching a movie. I'm in and out of sleep. I don't know what to do with myself. So I was like, let me just grab my tiny microphone and talk. Maybe it'll help me feel better because I'm not really like depressed today, but I feel it coming on that like the more I sit here and lay here, I'm going to slump into a depression. And maybe I just want to distract myself. Okay, so before I get into today's episode, I want to reference not last week's episode, the sister cast where I'm with my 2 sisters, but the one before that, where I talked about, I asked you guys for your first impression of me on Instagram and I read all your responses and stuff. And there was a portion that got cut out of my friend Alyssa's response and I was so sad about it because it's just a good memory and it makes me happy and it was cute. But I said I was going to respond to everyone's and I just feel bad that her little portion was cut out. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about some other things that I forgot to mention in that episode or things that I thought of later. You know how like when you have an argument with someone and you walk away and you're like, damn it, there's so much more I could have said. And you're like, no, I think I said everything. But then you get in your car and 3 hours later, you're like, damn it, I could have said this and this and that. And you have a whole conversation with yourself about how it should have gone. That's basically what I did with that episode. There were a few things that I didn't get to talk about because I never shut up. So I think I found that audio and I'm not sure if this is going to cooperate with me in editing, but if it does, and I have that audio, I'm going to insert it right here. A. Williams, my girl Alyssa that I was just talking about. I'm at her house. Oh my God. Allie. Ew, I never call you Allie. Ew, if you are listening to this, please, Mom, do not punish me later. Do not make me sleep with the mouse in the basement. For calling you Allie. Who am I? You're not Allie, you're Mom. Anyways, the choker. The choker during your interview. Okay, so I met Alyssa at the music school, and everybody thinks that I was teaching there, that I taught voice or something, but I didn't. I was a studio coordinator, and she was a voice teacher and the manager, and she was there during my interview. When I first met her, I was wearing a choker, and that's literally, it was like it looked like I don't even know how to explain it. It was basically like gold roses, but they were like flat against your skin, and it kind of blended into my skin color, but it was shiny, and it looked like almost like embroidery kind of material, embroidery like string or like crochet kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like a really cool choker. I don't even know why I wore that to an interview. It's not really an interview. But it was a music school, and I was like, oh, they're artsy, and I'm a musician, and I'm an artist, and like they're gonna appreciate this because they're gonna think I'm so cool. And it literally, she has in all caps in her comment, the choker during your interview. I thought you were so pretty and friendly. And guess what, guys? I got the job, and I was there for like 5 years. So be yourself and wear the choker, girl. If I have any advice for you in life, wear the damn choker. You're gonna get the job. It's so funny. I love you. So in the past on Instagram, like before I was on TikTok and things like that, I've always been very active on there. I share all of my life. I was always sharing links to Amazon products, like before being an influencer on Amazon was even a thing. Because as soon as I got my home, your life changes when you become a homeowner and you care about your space, and it's not like your mom's yelling at you to do the dishes, like they're now your dishes. So you want to think of like easy ways to get that stuff taken care of and like cool products or whatever. So I was always just very, I don't know. I was very active on my Instagram stories since I can remember. That's probably my favorite place to like post on social media, because people can interact with things and just, again, have a conversation with you. But I've just always liked like sharing things like that, sharing like my favorites and cool things that I find and things that would make your life easier and stuff like that. And now it's like a fun thing that you can do, and people get paid to do it and stuff. I mean, I don't know. People must think that I make money or something on social media, and I do not. Disclaimer. I try, but it don't really work. It's hard. Anyways, my God, I yap a lot. And I remember a long time ago, I had this like, I made these little like polls so that like people who followed me on there who didn't know me in person could like get to know me a little bit. Or I had them like guess, like, for example, what do you think my favorite color is? And I would put like multiple choice and let people pick and choose. And it was interesting because I feel like when you don't know someone, you kind of judge a book by its cover. I was talking to my sister-in-law, again, referencing that past episode, and she told me also that I came off as a like kind of like really girly girl, and like I'm just like was always like fixed up or dressed up or whatever, had my nails done, or that I liked girly things. And I see myself as more of a like outdoorsy I am like, if I could live outdoors, why did I say that like that? If I could live outside like in a freaking treehouse, I would. Like, I want my roof covered in moss, and I like being resourceful. Like, for example, I am dying. I would give anything. I would chop my right leg off to go on Survivor. But I would love to do something like Survivor, or that, you know, like those American ninja warrior things. I don't like watching sports, but I love playing sports. I used to feel like I was really a tomboy and stuff in school. But apparently I don't come off that way. It seems like actually a few people recently that I've met, like in recent times, they're just like, yeah, you're just like an influencer, and you talk about like beauty things and hair things, and I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? I am the farthest from, I am horrible at makeup. I stick to what I know and what is easy and convenient. And I never have my nails done. I don't get pedicures. I don't ever do my hair. I don't get my hair cut like as often as I need to, let alone like wake up and do my hair and curl it and stuff. I honestly don't know how people have the time or desire to like spend in the bathroom curling their hair. I'm so jealous, and I would love to, but I guess with like being online, it looks that way because, I mean, to be honest, if you're putting your face out there and making videos and content and stuff, you want to look presentable. So I might like crimp my hair here and there and like fix myself up for like a video or a day and make a bunch of videos at once so that it looks like I'm always put together, but I'm not. And I don't know if that's like, I don't know if that's considered fake. I think it's just lazy. I don't know. I just don't like, I do like it, and I wish I had like the money or a sugar daddy, or I don't know, the desire to take the time to get ready and be a girly girl and oh girl, I am never dressed up. You will never see me dressed up again. And I used to wear like 6-inch heels all the time in school, or like right out of high school, college age years. Absolutely not. Comfort for me all the way. If it could be like a little chunky heel, like a booty that's comfortable but makes me tall, because I'm only 5'2", I would love to like feel taller, so I would wear a heel for that reason, just to have a little boost, but it's got to be comfortable. But where was I going with this? I know I go off on little tangents and rabbit trails and I lose my train of thought, but oh, it was just like the Instagram responses that I asked you guys to give me last time reminded me of those little polls that I used to take for people to get to know me, and it was always so funny seeing how like different their idea of me or responses were from like how I view myself. I'd be like, what? Why would they think that? That's so funny. But it's not what I want this episode to be about. I just kind of wanted to touch on it a little bit because, and I don't know if this is like stupid or annoying for you guys to even listen to. I mean, this is just a podcast of mine, and I talk about my personal life and mental health and things like that. And it's just me talking by myself. So I figured I would touch on this so you could get to know me a little bit more. But it reminded me of, again, the presence that you see of other people online and their personalities. You come off so different to people, and you don't realize until you ask them or approach them, and it's okay. Like, if you can relate, or even just like as a new coworker at a new job, like people are gonna judge you by the first time they interact with you, and judge you by your cover, how you look, how you dress. Like, I was raised in a environment that was so like, it just, everything was based off of how you looked and presented yourself. Going back to that other thought that I didn't finish, my friend Alyssa, I had known her for a few years and I had never been RV camping, and we took a few RV trips, and it was so funny because I came back and we had this conversation about like how it went and how much fun it was, and she's like, "Oh, you're a camper now? You like camping?" And Jenny in her camping trip, she's so outdoorsy now. And I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I literally said it like that. I was like, "What do you mean? I've always liked camping." She's like, "You and your camping trips." I was like, I literally grew up my whole life camping, but I don't know if she actually like realized that I was being serious, or she maybe just thought I was being defensive or something. But I remember cracking up at the fact that, like, why does everybody that I meet nowadays think that it's insane that I like camping? And some of my friends at my previous job from like years before that, like, were the same way. Like, they just thought I was just like this girly girl, and like, oh my gosh, I don't want to get my nails messed up and my feet dirty and blah blah. I mean, I don't like being barefoot, but for me that's more of like a sensory thing. I just don't like feeling like if I step on a crumb or whatever. I hate when you're walking barefoot in your house and you can feel like the hair is sticking to the bottom of your feet, or if you step on a little water spot. Oh my God, the worst is like if I get out of the shower and my feet are wet, they have to be dry. Like, the first thing I dry is my foot, and then I have to step out of the shower like onto a mat or a towel. I cannot step on the ground or like a wet floor or have my foot wet coming out of the shower. Oh, so weird. So it's definitely a sensory thing, but I think my little weird quirks like that make it seem like, oh, I'm so prissy. And so I thought that was funny that Alyssa just thought it was hilarious that I was just now this like campy outdoor girl. And then Paige, my sister-in-law, mentioned that she was like surprised that I would want to do this like SUV life. I feel like most of you guys listening to this have been following me, and you know my my little SUV journey that I'm on. But for those of you who might not know what I'm talking about, I have had a horrendous year, and all kinds of just really unfortunate circumstances led me to having to sell my house, And I had no place to live, nowhere to go. So I had to get rid of my animals, unfortunately. And I just hit the road. I bought a car and I started traveling, and literally like a whole entire setup of living out of your vehicle, like things to keep warm, things to survive, things for emergency, blankets, pillows, clothes, tools, all, you name it. I loved it. You name anything you need or that you can think of, and I had it in my car. And I've always been curious about people who live that kind of life, like living from their vehicles and stuff and not having to pay rent and just being resourceful. I've always like imagined I would love to do that, but I never thought I would be in the position to where I was almost like forced into it. And I thought it was really cool and it was really fun. But that was like, I was thriving. I mean, I wasn't. I don't think I've thrived at all in the past year. I have not thrived, or thrived at all recently, but I'm like doing the best that I can to survive. A survivor. I need to go on the show. I'm telling you, I need to figure out how to like audition or something. I would love it. But I had like a little, it was like a big like lunchbox kind of cooler thing that I would fill up every morning with ice, and I would get my daily water, and I would have to wake up early in the morning and be like, okay, where am I? I got to go find a bathroom. Where am I going to brush my teeth today? Let's try to find a Planet Fitness that's open so I can take a shower and go to the gym. Like, I love it. And it was just really funny to me that my sister-in-law was like, oh no, I would have never imagined you to be that type of person, that would like want to do that. And I think that a lot of people thinking, that they know me and my personality, if they thought I was this like prissy girly girl, they must like feel so bad. I think they must be like, oh my gosh, this poor girl is like miserable and hates her life and she has to live out of a car. And that was the best part of it. Was I miserable and I hated my life? Yes, absolutely. But the living from my car portion was so much fun. It was so motivating. It made me like kick myself up and being active, just exploring and roller skating and rollerblading everywhere I went, trying new coffee shops and places to eat, and I don't know, it was just really fun. And I don't even remember what got me on this subject, but now you know. Like, if you didn't know that of me, or you thought I was a different type of girl, like oh my God, hiking. Anytime that I can come across a kayak, I would live in a kayak. I wonder if there's anybody out there that like travels around with a kayak and just always kayaking on a river and stuff. So fun. Great arm workout. Oh my gosh, the toned arms. I love nature. I love the outdoors, and I feel like you just don't think people know this of me, but like I'm like, it's terrifying to think of like, oh, I'm going to run into an alligator or a bear or a snake. The adrenaline, just the thought of that happening, and me being able to be like, what am I going to do next? How am I going to survive? How am I going to get through this? And this is another thing people don't know about me. I just get really calm in stressful and emergency type situations. Obviously, listening to me in this podcast or watching me online, it is the last thing you would ever assume of me, that I'm calm in stressful situations. I sound like I'm just a ball of chaos. And I am, just for like, it's mostly dramatic effect. I like entertaining people and just being really goofy and exaggerating things. But I have been in plenty, like a handful of stressful emergency type situations. And it drives me insane when people just like freak out. They start screaming and running back and forth, and they don't know what to do, and they panic and they stress out. Oh my God. Excuse me. Like running around with a chicken with their head cut off. I feel like I speak that way, and my presence feels like that. But if you're with me in an emergency situation, I have witnessed, and I'm not just saying this because it's what I think of myself, but like people have been like, thank God you were here in the room. I don't know what was happening. We all panicked. Why were you the only person who thought to point to someone's face and tell them to call 911 immediately, and then put your hand over this person's head who's bleeding out, or get some paper towels for the blood that's on the floor? Like, I like that about me. It's kind of one of my favorite things about myself, is that it's just like a surprise to people in the room in those moments that they would have just never expected that I'm here to save the day. That's how I am. Like if I was in a burning house on fire, it would be the calmest. All right, what's next? Where are we going? What do we do? We gather ourselves and get the fuck out of here. Let's go. But I guess, again, I'll say that is something that I do like about myself. I share so much of myself, my personality, and my life online. Like, it's nice to have a little element of surprise to give people every once in a while. And the fact that I come off like, maybe I come off girly or prissy. And I mean, I was very sporty in high school, but I was also a cheerleader. And if I come off that way, it's perfectly fine, because I like that not everything about me is predictable, because I don't know, it just gets boring when just everybody knows everything. So I appreciate that. And there's nothing against anything girly girl. And if you're a complete tomboy, there's nothing against that either. And there's nothing bad about being a complete girly girl or a complete tomboy anyways. I know I probably tend to come off like extremely strongly opinionated. So I don't know. This is just me yapping and sharing my perspective. And I'm just surprised when people assume things about me. But everybody assumes things about everybody. And everybody's going to talk shit about you. So what does it matter? What does it matter anyways? I'm trying to get better at not caring about that. It's like I don't, because I love myself anyways, but you still think about it, you know? But I do think that I have a good balance of both. I got a little bit of both. You can throw me in the woods and I'm going to jump straight in the river with the sharks. There are no sharks in rivers. Or you can put me in a princess castle and I will thrive and act like the queen that I am. And also, I can be a nerd and I like playing video games. And what's another nerdy thing that I like doing? I've recently gotten back into reading, so there's that. And give me puzzles. I'll figure out puzzles. I don't know. I think I got a good mixture of everything. Leave me alone. So, I don't know, just a little tangent on like not judging a book by its cover, and people come across so differently than what you picture them, and they don't know that you're thinking of them or picturing them in a certain way that's a different light than how they view themselves. So that's why everybody walks around with all kinds of anxiety, and they think that people are talking about them or looking at them the wrong way, giving them freaking side eyes. I don't know, like, it just made me realize that there's more to life than like what's going on in your head and what you're stressing out about, and it just, none of it matters. None of it matters. Nothing's real. Just be kind to people unless they're literally an asshole. Again, I've said that before. If you're a shitty person, I'm sorry, but you deserve to be treated as a shitting person. But in general, none of it matters. What are we stressing about? Apparently I love to get my nails and my hair did. And I do not like outdoors and nature. And the thought of living in a car disgusts me, according to many people out there. So what does it matter what I'm trying to prove? You know, does this even make sense? Or am I just so bored and tired that I am literally not making any sense? The only thing that matters is that you love yourself, you are comfortable with yourself and your body, and you are confident in your own mind about who you are, and you live to prove that to yourself every day. Because people are going to think what they want. They're going to talk about you the way they want to other people. And none of it matters if you're set and you're good and you're happy in your own mind. Because nobody gives a shit about us. You know what I mean? Like, I mean that in a good way. But, like, nobody gives a shit about you the way you give a shit about you. Nobody's going to take care of you the way you need to take care of you. Nobody's going to be there for you at the end of the day. If they all drop dead or they all betray you and stab you in the back, the only person you're going to be sitting here bored as shit out of your mind on the couch with, alone in their thoughts, is with yourself. So I'm like I'm slowly learning that too, and trying to accept that about life, I guess. It's sad and it can be lonely, and there's so many people out there who are just like, they're just alone, and they're not even in relationships if they want to be, because it's hard to find people who are just going to accept you for you and truly be there and not judge you right off the bat. Be supportive. But if you have people like that in your life, then you are very fortunate. And I just wanted to throw that out there today. That's all. But I'm also going to point something out right now, because this is for me. You know, this is my podcast, and this little section is like just something that I want to put out there, but also I don't really know who listens to this. It's kind of embarrassing. Like, you don't know who's listening or following or stalking, because there's people on my social media who love to watch all your stuff and they hate your guts. I don't know why. I don't know what I've ever done to anybody for them to hate me so much. Never mind. I got a lot I could say there. But this is for those of you who just don't know this about people with anxiety in general, who are annoyed with people also always being on their phone, but they are bad at communicating with you. Or just really, like, for people who post online at all, and if you have high expectations of them, I like to say about myself that I like communication. I do love communicating. I like talking with people. I like fixing problems when they're there and present, and finding a solution rather than shoving things under the rug, pushing things aside, ignoring issues. I cannot stand that. So I do love communication, but I have not only come to the point where I can admit I am bad with communicating, like as far as on a cellular device. Like, I understand I'm bad at that, and I admit to it now, but I'm also getting worse with that. Like, I want to say a lot of people in my life personally think that I am terrible at communicating. And in my mind, it not only is it not true, because I'm good at communicating. I would just rather communicate in person rather than over the phone or through text. And I used to be like, oh, please just call me instead of texting me. Like, I hate texting or whatever. And then I went through a phase where I was like, I don't have time to be on the phone, or sometimes I'm on the other line, or I'm in the middle of a checkout or something and I can't answer, so please just text me. Like, I went through a phase where texting was better. Now I hate both of them. I literally despise being on my phone, for which, this is going to sound really bad, but for things other than like working and social media and making videos and whatever. Obviously, I know that we need to use our phones to communicate in order to get together or make plans or yada yada. But I almost just wish that there was a way that we could do it differently. I don't know. It stresses me out. All of that to say, because I have been through the worst year of my life, as I've said a million times. I'm sure you're tired of hearing that. And I have gotten horrendously worse at communicating. I don't want to speak to people. I need my space and to be alone. I don't make any sense, because I need people. I need my friends and my family to be there to check in on each other. I want to check in on them. And I have so much crippling anxiety because I do not know how to handle it and balance the fact that I want to communicate, but I'm very bad at it, so I'm not communicating well. I don't know how to work around it. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to get over this hurdle that just is causing so much stress in my life, because for that reason of me not being able to balance my emotions for one single day, I have pushed people away to the point where I've had best friends, like friends that I've had for over a decade in my life, tell me that I'm a shitty friend, a horrible person, a manipulative, lying, who knows. I have been told so many things because I don't know how to explain myself when I say, I need you to be there, and I do want people in my life. But then when they reach out, they're not the only ones reaching out. I have 9 other people in my family reaching out and trying to see what's going on and what's wrong. Blah, blah, blah. But the questions of like, what's wrong and what do you need and how can I help is so overwhelming to me. Honestly, I'm trying really hard not to cry right now because this is stirring up a lot of bad emotions. It's so overwhelming to me that I just I freeze and I ignore everyone. And I'm like, I don't know who to get back to first. I don't know who to answer first. I don't know. I don't know how to explain to people. I just need them there. And I don't want to tell you how to be there. You know me. Everybody on the freaking internet knows me and how I work. And this is kind of why I'm talking about this now, because maybe my friends that I haven't been talking to as much happen to be listening to this, and maybe they'll see a little bit more of my heart. But I don't want to lose anyone else. I don't want to push people away. And I don't know how to let them be there for me without having to explain how I need them to be there for me. Again, still going on a tangent. I'm getting to my point. I have been told really, really, really terrible things by really, really close people in my life. In the worst part of my life. That's when I need them there the most. And they were trying and I don't know how to handle it or accept it. And so I've pushed them away more. So now in the loneliest, most terrible time of my life, I'm even more alone, if that makes sense. But then I had lost my job, my home, my family, my life, my future. I've lost so many things. And the only thing that I have is this stupid social media platform that this is how I need to make my income. This is what I need to do to keep floating, to make it seem like I'm still alive, to convince myself that I'm still a person. I'm still valid. I'm still human. I'm here. Hi. I'm trying not to bail on everybody who looks up to me or follows or just was keeping up with the adventures of traveling, or who I impact. I don't want to let everyone down. So I'm well, I'm going to try to keep making a living out of this, because right now I'm in such a bad place that I can't really sing love songs in a wedding and watch brides walk down the aisle every weekend. It just everything in my life is hard, and I don't know how to explain that. I know I sound dramatic and people almost don't take me seriously because of how much I talk about how much I'm struggling, but I'm not exaggerating it. I'm really a lot of times I'm not okay. I hate being alone, but I get so overwhelmed with the amount of people who are trying to be there, but then there's a lot of people who are reaching out, and I know, I could just tell it's not genuine. They just really want to know information and they're trying to get stuff out of me, and I don't want to have those conversations. I don't want to be asked questions. I just need to be left alone. But does it make sense when I say I might need space, but I don't want distant space? I have never been a person. I just had this conversation with someone recently. They were oh, you said you were upset about blah, 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 blah. So I figured you needed your space. So I was leaving you alone. And I was no, never said that. They're yeah, you did. I'm no, I have never in my almost 32 years of life have I ever said I need space. I don't need space. I don't want space. I want people. But sometimes like if I say I do happen to be like, okay, I need some alone time, I need to chill, I need to take a break, I'm either gonna run to the bathroom and like hide in there for 20 minutes and take a deep breath and cry in the mirror. Like, I'm gonna get my space when I need it, trust me. But when I come out, if I still feel like I am needing that little bit of space, can I just sit on one side of the couch while you sit on the other side of the couch and we just don't speak to each other? Like, we're just there. Like, if I put my feet on your lap or something, like to cuddle or hold your hand or whatever, like, I need you there, but we don't need to do anything or say anything. Like, I think people think because I like talking that I want to talk all the time. Still haven't gotten to my main point. I promise I'm getting there. But that's not the case. Like, a lot of times when I'm just with my people, I just want to be. I don't need space. And if I do, can we just have our space, but together? Okay? So there's that explanation. We could just sit on our phones. Speaking of phones, that leads me to the whole point of this whole 10-minute tangent. But then they see me online. I don't know if you can tell, but this is a different day. I had to take a break emotionally from recording this episode. And it is now a different night that I am pulling up an all-nighter, drinking Celsius energy drinks. It is 5:40 a.m. and everybody is waking up for work. And I have still yet to go to sleep. But I want to continue this thought that I keep dragging out. But yeah, then they see me online, posting on my Instagram stories, sharing TikToks, making videos, or whatever the case may be. And not only for my sake do I want to explain something that's to me is very important, but maybe also there are other people out there that can relate to this, or you can finally see somebody explaining why we do this, whether they are like an actual like influencer or just like a person who's just like obsessed with being on the internet and scrolling Facebook, but they're really bad at communicating and getting back to you. Not only do I have terrible social anxiety now that I never had before, so on top of the just regular anxiety that comes with, you know, catching up with all of your notifications and your text messages, like, ooh, I'm so mad at myself for becoming this person. You know, the little red circle notifications of your unread text messages, your emails, the 27,000 emails that you have to open, that bothers the shit out of me. I have always been the type of person that's like, nope, we got to get this to zero. We got to clear that little thing so that my phone is so minimal and clean and empty. No, I now have 30 texts that are unopened in my phone, and I am just trembling, shaking, looking at the notifications, and I cannot open them. My DMs on Instagram, there are so many little blue dots that have not been read, and people are probably like, she literally posted a story today for 3 hours, so why isn't she opening my DM? Or she opened it and she hasn't responded. Really, Nike? You haven't scratched yourself all night long, and now you just cannot? You just, and the cat rolling over there, and it, do not start licking your ball sack. Oh my God, no, I do not want to listen to this or smell your breath. Ew. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm yelling at animals in the back. I promise I'll get to the point. I'm dying. I'm trying so hard to be quiet right now because there's other people in the house who haven't woken up yet. But I'm very passionate about what I need to say, which is, can you guys just for one moment close your eyes and imagine Nike, you too, close your eyes and go to sleep. Don't look at me like that. It's a dog. I'm talking to a dog, guys. Anyways, Imagine me posting an Instagram story right now on my phone, right? What do you think I'm staring at or talking to? Guys, it's a reflection of myself. I am horrible with getting back to you or communicating or responding, answering all of my texts besides all of the reasons that I've already listed and more. It's because I'm literally talking to myself. I'm looking at my face like a crazy person on my phone. People are driving next to me in their cars like she's literally talking to herself. And then I'm posting it online, knowing all of my friends and family are watching this, even the ones that don't like me anymore and they don't talk to me. Like, I can see that you guys are all watching this. And you know what? There's a bunch of people who have asked me, where are you traveling to? Where are you at today? Where are you going? What do you want to do? Blah, 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 blah. And I do not have the physical energy and the mental capacity or strength to respond to everybody separately. So I just post a story for everybody to see and to hear. And I feel really bad because they're all mad at me for it. Like, I understand that's just how my brain and my body is working right now. And I mean, it's always kind of been like that, but like I said, it's gotten really bad because I'm not in a good place, guys. But do you understand how easy it is to look at my phone and be like, so today, blah, 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 either cry, make a sob story, whatever, or, so I'm hitting the road and I'm going to such and such place. And then I know that I'm getting DMs from like my aunt across the country, and my mom is seeing that, even though she texted me and she's like, where you at, mija? And I didn't answer her, but I saw that she just saw my story, so now she knows where I'm at and I don't have to respond. And like, obviously I call my mom eventually and I talk to her, and obviously I do like catch up with these people eventually. Like, I don't just ignore everyone forever, you know. I take the time to call people and text people and be like, hey, sorry, I didn't get your text. I was sleeping or I was anxious or whatever. And I do like follow up and apologize and explain myself. But I'm just saying on those days that it's really bad and I can't balance everything and I can't handle things. That's why I do that and I go online. Because when I'm looking at myself and posting something on a story or a Snapchat, Bean, you have not... These animals, it's like they know. She's got the microphone out. She's literally, what the fuck? He was literally just jumped on the table and like crawling all over the laptop. He stepped on my freaking Smile Direct in like Invisalign aligner things, which is disgusting. So now I have to clean them from cat paws in my face, rubbing. It was so cute though. He like headbutted me and we were like looking at each other deep in each other's eyes, me and this cat. And now he's rolling around like a psycho. Hasn't done this all day, all night long, and it's 5:48 a.m. and now that's when he chooses to do it because I whipped out my phone. But I'm looking at myself and I'm talking to myself. I'm not answering questions. I'm not responding to like, hey, when are we gonna meet up for coffee? And I don't even like know, I don't even know what day it is. Like, legit right now, I don't know right now what day it is. I only know what time it is because I've stayed up all night and I'm keeping track of how freaking insane I am that I'm staying up this long. But I people are like, how about Tuesday? And I'm like, when's Tuesday? Is Tuesday tomorrow or is Tuesday in 6 days? And I literally just freeze. I'm not conversing back and forth. I'm not really using a lot of energy and emotional energy, physical energy to respond and carry a conversation with someone. I'm talking, I'm updating people, I'm kind of checking in as much as I can with everyone, and then I'm shutting off my phone. And then when it comes to like, oh, and you just posted a TikTok, but you're not answering my phone. Yeah, I've had that TikTok guarantee in my drafts for 2 weeks. most of my TikToks have been filmed, unless like by some miracle, like today, literally today, I'm pulling an all-nighter, and I plan on making a TikTok video when the sun comes up in an hour or two. I plan on making a TikTok today, and maybe I'll post it. Other than that, when I have like a crazy amount of energy and I'm excited about a video that I want to make, they've been filmed who knows how long ago, because I have like 150 drafts in my TikTok. Again, it's not just like that I'm bad with communicating with you guys. I'm bad at my own life right now. I am a procrastinator. I am just riddled with, I'm riddled with, what is the word for, like, I don't want to post something because it's not perfect yet. And I am trying to do better with progress over perfection. This Disney parody that I sing on TikTok does not need to be perfect. If my voice cracks, oh well, just post it, Jenny. That's what I should do. But I don't, and I'm like, ew, I don't want people to think that I sound like a frog because of one little beep, one little note that I didn't like, and so I don't post a video for freaking ever. So do you understand? I have 150 videos that are not going out on TikTok. But every once in a while I'll be like, I guess I'll share this one now. And then I realize, oh no, I didn't put a caption on it. I didn't put the hashtags. Oh no, I didn't choose a thumbnail. I didn't put a little title on my thumbnail because I'm a psycho and I have to have all of those things perfect. And so I don't post these videos. But when I do, oh, the trouble I'm in. The trouble I'm in with everybody that I know, because how dare she post a TikTok and not open her 49 text messages and get back to me immediately on this coffee date that I've been trying to plan for 3 weeks, because she just got back into town with her camper and she crashed it, but she must make time for me right now. There's nothing on Jenny's mind that's stressing her out and causing her extreme depression that's making her lie in bed for 4 days. She must answer all these emails and these text messages. Like, do you... this is my brain and how it works, and I know that there's somebody out there that relates and is going through the same thing and understands what I'm saying. And so I'm just trying to explain the crazy human brains of this world, guys. But maybe that makes sense to you now. Like, if I promise you, it's got to be, I don't know, let me know if you are like this, or maybe you're just really bad at communicating with people just because you hate people and you're terrible at responding for completely different reasons, but you're also always posting on social media because you like social media better than people in your life. I don't know. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I feel like if you have someone in your life and they're the worst at getting back to you, but they're always on their phones, I guarantee you it is because they are overwhelmed. I don't know, I'm going to guess 80% of them, 85, maybe 90% of the people is because they're overwhelmed and riddled with anxiety. And it is so much easier to stare at your ugly face on your Instagram story and talk to your phone, talking to no one but yourself, and post it, and then you're done. And people are just... that's how you're going to find out what I'm up to, because I will probably cry if I get back to everybody today, as I should. But it's hard. It really, really is hard. And for me, it's just gotten worse because of the, like, again, I know I sound dramatic and I might sound like I'm exaggerating the situation, but one day when I come out with my story, or I write this long ass fucking book you've ever read of your entire life of my story since I was a child and all the trauma that I've been through and the adventures and the craziness, and right now, this time in my life, my 30s, everybody says is the best years of your life. My 30s have been the worst, absolute worst 1 year of my life. Two years, 30, 31, and I'll be 32 in March. This has been the worst years of my life. One day, when I write that book explaining all this, you will understand. But for now, just know I'm not exaggerating. I am like this because of the crisis that I'm in. And some people might just be this way and bad at communicating, but they're on social media and stuff all the time because that's just how they are. They've always been, their personality. I don't know. But for me, that's why I've gotten here. Also, maybe that gives you a little bit of insight. Like, if you have a friend that is your relationship and you've been upset at them and you didn't understand and you don't have patience and stuff with them, like, maybe reach out to them and ask them if they're okay. Like, hey, I'm sorry, I know I'm always on your ass about, like, you being really bad at, like, communicating with me or talking to me. Like, I just want to check in. Is everything okay? Because it could be a sign of anxiety. I just want to, like, check in and let you know that I love you no matter what and I care about you, and I don't know, like, just different perspectives, guys. Everybody's got their own story and shit that they're going through, and maybe this will be an eye-opener to someone out there. But I feel like a crazy person, because do you know how weird it is to look at, like, I literally, anytime I'm making a video or posting online at all, I am staring at myself on my phone. I'm looking at me. I'm talking to me right now. Oh my God, I just realized this podcast. Literally, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. And do you understand how many things I need to do today and how many things I need to get done and how many people I need to catch up with and places I need to be and things I need to do? And it is the easiest thing right now for me to just sit on my phone with this tiny microphone in my hand and talk to myself. You guys, this is so weird. Ew, I'm talking into a microphone and making a podcast. And I feel like I'm having a conversation with you guys because, like, I read your Instagram DMs and you guys communicate with me after the fact of posting a story or a podcast. And it's very weird, but I'm not talking to any of you. I'm talking to myself. Oh my God, I'm going crazy. Oh my God, she's going crazy. And this fucking cat just jumped on the table again. What do you want, Bean? Bean, get over here and say hi. Bean, you want to be my guest? Our special guest today just put his butthole in my face. Yep. Say hi, Bean. You okay? Yep. Or knock everything down off the table. Say hi. He just rubbed his face on you guys. I said say hi. If you don't meow, I swear to God, you were just meowing up a storm. Is this ASMR right now? Does it sound like those ASMR people? You start staring at me like I'm crazy. 'Cause I am. Bean, say hi. You have so many tears on your eyeballs right now. Oh my God, he cried all over me. He's crying because I'm being mean to him. Did you step on my liners again? Get your beans. Bean, get your beans off my teeth. Get your butthole out of my face. Oh my God, I'm never having a cat as a guest on my podcast again. Why do cats insist on putting their buttholes in your face? Anyways, that was a fun little segment. Surprise! Bean, do you want to play some games with me? We gotta play the word game. Word girl! That's what I'm gonna call that word association game that I can't think of a name for. Word girl! Do you know what cartoon I'm talking about? Oh my God, you all, I know you think I'm psycho. Because I am, because I'm talking to myself right now and a cat. I need to go to bed. Oh God. But anyways, that portion of this episode may have continued to be more emotional than it was. Instead, it was very scatterbrained. But I hope I got my point across. Literally, for that entire half hour that I have recorded so far of this episode, that's the point that I was trying to get to, because I get so much shit for it. So much shit for, like, you never talk to me, and you're always talking to so-and-so, and you're going live on Instagram, you're going live on TikTok, and you're doing auctions, and you're on your phone, but you don't, and that's why, like, even when I'm live streaming, no matter where it is, I'm still looking at a screen and talking to no one but myself. You guys are commenting and I'm interacting as much as I can because I do want to communicate with you guys and I appreciate the support and I have so much fun, but I'm still, I know that, like, I'm obligated to, like, entertain in some ways, but there's nobody actually physically there. I'm entertaining myself in my reflection. And I do feel like I'm an entertainer at heart. I could be on stage and sing in front of a live audience, and it's a little bit more, I'm a little bit more anxiety prone in that situation because there's actually physically people there, and it costs more mental and physical energy than talking to myself as I am right now. But anyways, I hope that made sense. And maybe that helped somebody out there. And maybe if it helped no one, you're going to eat right now. Nike. Say hi, Nike. Oh my God, special guest number 2. Stop smelling the microphone. There you go. Eat your food and say hi. He's wagging his tail for those of you who can't see. I was going to say those of you who can't see. Nobody can fucking see. See, it feels like I'm talking to someone already. Like, it still takes energy, and it feels like there's people here, but there's not. So there's really no reason for me to be anxious. But imagine an actual phone call for me. I literally said, for those of you who can't see. Nike, are you going to say hi or not? Ooh, he's a husky. Maybe I can make him sing. Are you not a singing husky? Oh man, I know I didn't like you. I'm just kidding. You're so cute. Look at you, you old man. No, don't get up. Lay back down. Lay back down. Lay down. I'm so mean. Good boy, Nike. You're so cute. I know. You're so cute.
We're gonna laugh. I might cry and I'm gonna wanna tell you why. Because hey, well that's just life.
Anyways, now that is all out and over with, let's get to the best and worst parts of my week. I just realized that I usually do that in the beginning, but I really got carried away. So, all right, I got to get the worst part of my week out of my system. Ironically, if you follow me on Instagram, my stories, I randomly did a check-in. Perfect worst part of my week for this episode. To explain a little bit more, I randomly out of nowhere I was having a great day. Just had so much energy. I had enough sleep. I was eating food. I had gone to the gym. My hair looked nice. I was wearing makeup. I was catching up with friends in person because, see, I care. I love people and I try to be there as much as I can. I try. Having a great day, and out of nowhere had an absolute panic attack, a mental breakdown. I feel like it was a panic attack and an anxiety attack at once. And I was just overwhelmed with sadness as I was driving on the road out of nowhere. I'm going to get emotional again. No, don't get emotional. It's really crazy, actually, that this has to do exactly with what I've been talking about. Just broke down crying. I had to pull over to the side of the road and gather myself. Bean, don't cry. Am I waking people up? Oh my God, what is that creepy ass fucking sloth looking toy in the other room in the darkness? There is a toy that looks so scary and smiling at me. Bean, what do you want? I had to pull over on the side of the road because it just hit me. All the things that I've heard. Yeah, I think I am going to get emotional. I'm trying not to, but I think it's just going to happen. I'm going to start crying again. The things that I've heard from, like, I already explained it. Just terrible, terrible things about myself. Like, I know my flaws. I know I'm not perfect. But, like, hearing things about me that are not true, they're not real, such as I'm not worth it, I'm not important enough, certain people telling me they just don't care anymore, they don't want to make an effort, they don't want me in their lives. Bean, you literally have not made one sound all night long. I don't even care that he's making sound in the background, like, for, like, editing and quality. It's literally just, it's annoying me right now. that I'm a shitty friend. I'm a liar. And this all has to do with the stuff that has happened to me this year. Things that were done to me out of my control by other people for no reason. Like, I'm not talking about like a mistake that I actually made that I could own up to and apologize for or whatever. I'm talking about like for no reason being told these things. Oh, no wonder so and so hates talking to you. No wonder they can't get a word in because you're manipulative and blah 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 blah. And as I'm being told these things in all of these situations by different people, I was sobbing in tears. Like, I have tears streaming down my face, and somebody is looking at me in my eyes, telling me, yeah, you're not worth it anymore. I don't want you. I don't care about you. I don't want your friendship. And saying that I'm manipulating them. I was manipulating them, supposedly, in this situation because I was crying and going, what are you talking about? What are you saying right now? Can you please explain what you're talking about? I don't know where this is coming from. And because I was asking those questions, I was being called a manipulative, shitty person. And I just wish that I was the type of person that could let things like that go. I'm just not the type of person that could just like be a bitch and be like, okay, fuck you, never talking to you again. I'm not the type of person that could be a bigger person and just be like, okay, thank you for saying that. I'm going to walk away and we're just going to part ways and I'm going to be happy and content and continue. These are lifelong friendships. And I'm so sick and tired of losing lifelong friendships. It has broken me to my core. And I know these things that were being said are not true, but it has affected me so badly that I can hardly drive down the road in peace within myself. I can have inner peace because I know who I am. I know my value. I know my worth. I know people are very worried about me, like not knowing these things about myself, but I do. I know my worth. I know all of those things about me, and I love myself. But it hurts me that those people are saying those things, and I think that they mean it for the most part, because why would those words and those thoughts be leaving their mouth and their minds at all? They are not content and happy with themselves. They are projecting. They are taking their anger and their bitterness and their lack of self-love for themselves out on me. I am very, very aware of that, but I am still, despite knowing all of that, I'm not the type of person that can just let it go and forget it. I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to forget it. But I don't think I'm ever going to heal from that. Like I'll heal in other areas. I can, get my life together and do better and be happy one day, maybe. I don't know when or how. I will fully 100% be genuinely happy again. I really don't, because of those connections being so important to me that I've lost them. But as much as I can heal myself and be happy with me, I don't think I'll ever heal from that hurt and that pain, if that makes sense. So all that to say, I posted on my Instagram and I was catching up with people and I was sharing a lot of this on my stories. And then I ended up saying I guess this was more of a podcast conversation. I'm sorry that I'm sharing this here on my Instagram, and I know people, oh my God, that night I lost so many followers. At least a dozen people unfollowed me because I'm honest about these things and I share them, and people are like, I don't want to follow anyone negative. This isn't something negative. I'm not trying to be trust me. I can't stand when I've had a fair amount of people that I have either unfollowed. I don't block anyone. I never block people. But I either unfollowed or just stopped watching their things because they're constantly I'm sick again today, or they're just constantly throwing pity parties. I don't know how to talk about these things and not come off as like I'm throwing a pity party. I really want you guys to message me. It's all about me. I need attention. Oh my gosh, this is the farthest thing in my brain, I'm telling you right now, from wanting attention. I'm sharing these things because people are also struggling, and anxiety and depression are two mental health issues that so many struggle with, and they don't know how to explain it, just as I didn't know how to explain this entire episode. But I know that there's people out there that can relate, and I am not the only one that feels like this. Like, I'm not sharing it for pity. I'm sharing it to be real. But I lost followers and stuff and things like that on Instagram because I shared it there. But I just needed to. I had to get it out. I had to pull over and take a deep breath and, went to the gym again that night. And unfortunately, I went to the gym and then I went to the store and bought ice cream. And then I ate ice cream after the gym. But it's okay. I worked for that ice cream. And I also had a mental breakdown that day, so I deserved it. That was the worst part of my week, and it happens very, very often. Honestly, I'm mentioning that this week because it was a big one. A lot of things have happened this week, and big, I guess, kind of milestones that you would say in this journey that I am on with this process of my healing and the trauma of this year. Like, a lot of things have happened this week that just took me over the edge, and I put too much on my plate, and I didn't realize how much I was carrying emotionally and mentally. But I happened to share that moment on Instagram, and it actually, like, if you saw that or you're listening to this now, it happens like every other day. I'm getting to the point, and this is the worst part of my week. It was supposed to be like a quick little thing, but I've made it a long thing because this is the stuff that I talk about on my podcast. I am getting to the point where I've always been not against it. I'm not against medication, but I've always been the type of person where, like, I just don't want it. I don't want to become reliant on meds. I don't want to have to do it because I'm simply bad at I don't even take birth control correctly. I missed 4 days and I was like, crap, do I shove these all in my mouth? I've never been on birth control my whole life other than like a couple months when I was really, really young. But I just started taking birth control to regulate myself because I'm so out of whack. And I know that it's actually bad for your hormones, but I need to do something to help my body and everything that it is going through physically. That, again, one day I will share everything, but I'm really bad with a routine and a schedule, and I have really bad reactions to medications in the past when I've had allergic reactions to things and my face swells up, and I am more of a holistic, natural type person. I know that meditation and yoga do wonders for me, and I can go outside and do some yoga and meditate right now and feel a million times better, but I'm in such a bad place mentally and emotionally that physically it brings me to the point where I don't have the physical energy to even get up and do those things consistently, because the problem is that I need to do it consistently, not just every once in a while. And so I need something to regulate myself even just a little bit, whether it be temporary or whatever. I'm getting to the point, I don't even know the first thing. I don't have a doctor that I go to all the time. I didn't even have health insurance until like a few days ago, and I don't know what to do with it. I don't go to the doctor. I have a very high pain tolerance. I take care of myself as much as I can naturally at home, and natural remedies work wonders for me. Love it. But it's not cutting it anymore. I need something to get me to the very bottom of the brink of, okay, this is somewhat manageable. Now what can we do on top of this regulation from these meds or whatever it may be to feel good? we need to just get to the barrier of normalcy. So I'm getting to the point where I really am considering medication. And if you are hearing this and you have resources, information, suggestions, advice, tips, pointers, whatever for me, please send them my way, because I don't even know the first thing. And this is Ill for Real podcast, and we're getting real, and I think that's just where we're at right now. That's where we're at. Oh boy, the technical difficulties of that I've had recording this. The audio is going to be so weird because I have recorded this in like 5 different places at this point. Sorry that it's taken a little bit longer for me to put this episode out, but I'm going to try to get back to a normal schedule here soon. Now that hopefully my phone and microphone are cooperating. All right, so different day, different house. I'm not on an energy drink tonight. I opted out of that because I figured I'll go to bed at a decent time tonight, even though it's 2:11 a.m. For me, a decent time is maybe 3, 4, not staying up till 6, or just like not sleeping at all and being awake for 48 hours. I had not been on this bad of a schedule in years. I used to be up like this because I wanted to, and I had my own house and I was always decorating, and my husband would wake up and be like, oh, there's an entire room painted. When did that happen? And I was like, at 4 a.m. But then I started trying to get better and being a better adult, and I stopped that. But these days, that's just what trauma and intrusive, horrendous thoughts will do to you. I'm up all night. So I'm sitting here with a scoop of cookies and cream. No, this is cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough, ice cream from Dunkin' Donuts, Baskin Robbins, and just worked out, so I'm going to treat myself to some ice cream. And finally got the worst part of my week out of the way, so now I have to go to the best part, and it's really hard to think of one of those. I guess I'll say, because I have to give you 2 positives, I feel really good going back to the gym. Every time I work out, I just feel good about myself, and I clearly have so much energy. Not from the energy drinks today, but literally just from moving and trying to be healthy. Which, by the way, the energy drinks that I drink are like the 0 sugar, 0 whatever. I mean, they still have chemicals in them, I'm sure. Obviously, they're keeping me up for days with no side effects. I'm trying not to scream. But yeah, I'm drinking the like healthier energy drinks, just so that those of you out there who are going to be worried about me and send me a message like I need to stop drinking so many energy drinks. It's not like Monster and Rockstar. Those are delish, but can't drink them anymore. I would die, literally. So yeah, the gym is a positive for me, and finding my planner, I'm able to be a little bit more organized, and I'm trying to have like a better schedule with like even just keeping up with the schedule like for this podcast and my content. I'm proud of myself for that, like trying to stay better with posting, and my views everywhere are horrendous, but it's just because I've been so inconsistent and all over the place, that I'm trying to get back into the world of being a social media content creator. But another good thing, I guess, in that general realm of conversation, I am starting to get a little bit more like traffic in my email for jobs, remote work, content creation, things like that. So that's nice. So if you're listening to this and, for example, you know anyone who needs some advertising and marketing done, a podcast is clearly a place where people also listen to you, and being a content creator / influencer type person, I do get a lot of DMs about the products and things and stuff that I use, so sponsorships are always here. If you've got a small business or company and you want me to try your product and talk about it, I always give my honest opinion. And the only reason I'm talking about this on my podcast with no shame is because I keep it real here. That's what I do, guys. That's what I do for work, and it was been really bad for the past year, and I'm trying to do better with that. And also because it helps you out. Like I mentioned before, I've been on social media just like for the fun of it for years now, and I used to always talk about things that I truly believe in and that I like. and I never made money. And honestly, right now, I really do not make money from that kind of stuff. Mostly people just send me free products because I just was not valuing my time and my work and stuff like that. And I'm a little bit more serious now. Like, no, I put a lot of effort and care and time into the things that I talk about and share with people. So that's just a little throwing it out there. Shameless plug on, I don't know, myself being my own boss. And if you are a boss of a business of your own, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or TikTok DMs and we can chat. And that was a huge ass rabbit trail. But another positive, I feel like I had another one. It was a good one and I forgot what it was. I've been using this really cool shampoo for my pink hair. Again, if you follow me on social media, you know I have pink hair, and I hate getting my hair done and spending money because that stuff never lasts. And I was all for the idea of my pink hair fading into like a pastel color, but I really just wanted to like get the worth for my money, and I found this shampoo on Amazon, and I did link it in my bio just for you guys to know. Like, there's all colors. There's green and blue and pink and purple, red. And it's this shampoo that not only protects the color in your hair, but it deposits color. And like, maybe I've been living under a rock and everybody knows about this, but I had no idea that there was a shampoo that literally dyes your hair. So my friend Alyssa, I was staying at her house the other day, and she has like blonde highlights, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna use this shampoo. And I was like, yeah, go for it. It says if you have lighter hair that it like colors your hair. So she used it, gets out of the shower, but like, it says like if you have lighter hair, it will slowly dye your hair. So like if you shampoo once, it's going to be like a light pink. If you shampoo it a second time, it's going to be more colorful and vibrant, like the more you use it. But she only used it once and she got out, and it was like, so in my hair it looks hot pink because I already had pink in my hair and it made it brighter. But in her hair, it made it like the prettiest, like mauve, like pinkish, purplish, almost like a maroon color. Is so pretty. Like, it's very subtle. And then she's been kind of like keeping up with it and using it a little bit more, and I love it. I'm obsessed with this shampoo, and I feel like I'm going to use it forever, because even if I like have a terrible bleach mishap, I don't know, or horrible highlights, or they start turning like coppery or something, just throw some pink shampoo in it and you have adorable hair. But like, you don't even have to have bleached hair for this shampoo to color it. Like, if it's just like a light color, a dirty blonde, whatever the case may be, even like a light brown, it colors your hair. And I'm just like, I'm blown away. So that like made me so happy. And my hair was really fading bad the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to get this touched up soon. But I used the shampoo because I keep forgetting that I had it, and it just like, it made my day, because my hair looks like the first day that I got it done, except for the fact that like my roots are growing out, but I kind of like it. I don't know, it's the stupidest thing. It's so cute, but it's called I can't remember what it's called. Well, there a shameless plug again. Click the link in my bio on my Instagram or my TikTok, and it'll show you the shampoo. I think I have the pink one and the purple one saved, because no lie, I think I'm gonna buy the purple one and first of all see how it looks with the pink in my hair. Like, maybe it'll make it really cool color. I just realized that I can give myself multiple hair colors. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have it go from like pink and fade into purple at the bottom. And it's so pretty. Literally, I could not believe that it actually temporarily dyed my friend's hair. So for some stupid reason, it's just been a happy part of my week. And always, you know, catching up with friends and family. I've spent some more time with my sisters recently, and reconnected with my mom again recently, and it's been nice at times. What else? I feel like I'm complaining a lot today, or maybe you guys think I've complained a lot today, so I feel like I need to give you one more good thing that happened this week. Good thing. I don't know. Actually, this is a few days later from the last segment that I recorded, so there was actually another worse part of my week. I got my car towed again. I have given this towing company literally thousands of my doll hairs. So for the fact that I had another terrible part of my week happen, I really need to think of another one. Another positive. I don't know, I'm doing better with my vitamins and those make me feel better. And I've been taking collagen greens and stuff, and that just makes me feel just like younger and healthier. Does that count? I don't know. Something else. Dear God. I'm just a mess. I'm a hot mess. What happened? There was something good that happened this week. That is so sad that somebody cannot think of something good that happened to them. Ask Paige. I'm not making this up. It's literally every day is a new thing. And she's like, every day is traumatizing for you. I'm like, I know. I don't know what is going on. I probably am just manifesting it into my life because I'm talking about it. But I'm not like trying to be like, oh, something's going to happen to me today. It's just like I wake up and I'm like, all right, today's a day. It is a day and it's going to be the best day that it can be. And then something happens. It just flows, guys. But I don't know. Just like generally in my mind, I try to tell myself that like a good thing that happens to me daily is that, that I'm still here, you know, still breathing. Sometimes I really don't want to be, but we've all been there at some point. But despite not being at a good place right now and not being my happiest or anything like that, it's funny because a lot of you guys are like, Jenny, you're glowing on TikTok. You look so happy. You look so healthy. And I'm just like sitting there like cringing. It really is because I'm taking care of my body. So maybe I'm glowing in that sense. Like I'm trying to like take care of this capsule that contains my soul and my heart. But like my life situation and my circumstances and my heart, honestly, is just not, it's just no bueno. So the fact that I'm here is a positive for me every day. It's kind of a big deal. And maybe to other people it's not a big deal, but if you really think about it, and I'm sitting here again trying not to get emotional, it's like a really, really big deal. Oh my God, you guys probably want to kill me that I just won't give you all the information. And honestly, I really am not. I don't need to. I don't ever have to tell you my story and what I've been through and go through all of that heaviness and negativity and stuff again. I really don't ever have to share it, but that's what is impacting and affecting my life the most right now. So it's like literally all that's on my brain. I'm sorry if you can hear me like smacking on this ice cream, but I can't help it. I also can't help it that that's just what my life is right now. And that's what I mean by like, I'm not happy. Like I'm happy with myself and who I am as a person. I'm just not happy with where my life is. It has gone backwards. It feels like 20 years. I feel like I've gone backwards in life. Minimum 10 years. It feels like 20. And I feel like I've aged minimum of 5. No, minimum of 10. I feel like I've aged so much. Like I am healthier and maybe my skin is glowing and my hair is pretty and I'm thin and fit now and active, but like I feel like you can just see it on my face. Like, oh, like she's been through it. One of my friends told me recently, because I'm wanting to get more tattoos and I wanted to have a sleeve of tattoos at one point. And she was like, just make sure, just get pretty tattoos. Like, don't just get like a bunch of like stupid, meaningless, ugly tattoos. And like, frankly, you can do whatever you want and I can do that if I want to, but I really do want pretty tattoos. And she was like, it's just, you're gonna look so... And she like looked at me with like such like love and kind of pity in her eyes. And she's like, you're gonna look so hard. And I knew immediately what she meant by that. Like, just like a hard, sad person. It's like, I've been through a lot and I like needles in my skin and I need pain. Like, and to be honest, it's kind of what goes through my head when I get a tattoo. This is gonna sound so weird to you, but like tattoos are so peaceful and relaxing to me. I'm telling you, I thrive in chaos and I thrive under pressure. And I just like it, that really is something that stems from childhood and not only trauma, but just like past experiences. And like, you just get accustomed to living a certain way that like my brain is trying. It's funny because I feel like there's probably people out there maybe listening to this who like are therapists or they're very in check with mental health. And I know that that's something that they would tell me, like, why do you think that you have to be in chaos all the time to survive? And I don't. I know I don't need to, but like, it's just, I don't know, I'm just used to it. But like, that's what tattoos are for me. And so they're like peaceful, and like other people are like, this is painful, oh, this hurts, and I'm like, this feels good. It was like, my last one I got tickled. It was, I don't know, I could fall asleep getting a tattoo. But she was like, just, you're gonna make yourself look so hard. Like, I'm gonna lose that like Disney princessy like softness about me being a girl, you know? But where was I going with this? Why am I talking about this? Because I'm freaking insane. But yeah, I'm being really real with you guys this week, and I'm happy with who I am as a person. I'm just really unhappy with my life. And also because all of it has been completely and utterly out of my control, and I did not realize how much of a control freak I was. Like, I'm a very gentle, passive-aggressive control freak. I'm not like a bitch that's gonna be in your face about it, but like, why are things not going my way? Why are my dreams not coming true? Why am I not getting the things that I want? Why is everybody else around me is just thriving and growing and having families and building these lives and these homes and careers, and I am stuck here 20 years behind everyone when I feel like I was so far ahead of the game? So far ahead of the game. They say the higher you are, the harder you fall. And I don't feel like I was higher, like above people like, oh my gosh, look at me, and I'm this like, ooh, this queen celebrity, put me on a pedestal. No, not like that at all. Like, just like literally, like, I was so happy that as much as I had been through in my childhood and my teenage years, as a 30-year-old woman, I was so proud of the hard work that I had done and everything that I had been through to scratch and claw my way to where I was. And I was like, oh my gosh, I made it to the top of this cliff with no debt, a home, a future, so many things. I don't want to go too far into it, but so many things that other people my age were nowhere near getting, and I had done that all myself. I have worked so hard for everything that I've done, and it was just taken from me in the blink of an eye. I'm not even kidding. Like, as fast as you can look at the screen on your phone right now is how fast my life was taken from me. And so all of that to say, a positive, because again, I don't mean to be complaining. That's just what I can scrounge up right now. A positive is that I'm here, I guess. And I'm still stubborn and want to be like, I guess I have to be here. But like, honestly, for real, sometimes I just like do not want to keep going. And I know I need to, for those around me and for myself and for my future. And so like, that's the good in this week. And that's just how it has to be, because I really can't think of much else. Like, everything else would be like stupid. Like, I liked my nail polish on my fingernails, which I did. And TBH, I think I'm going to stick to doing glitter, because when the glitter chips from my fingernails, you can't even see it. It doesn't have to be painted evenly. I can do multiple layers and nobody can tell that it's like a shit job. And if it chips and I go get the glitter nail polish and I put it on the tip of my fingernail, you know, and like paint the edge, and it goes over the first layer of nail polish that's glitter, like, you cannot even tell when you fix the mistakes. And so glitter nail polish it is, all the way. Pink hair all the way. I don't know, that's what's making me happy. And it's like, it's sparkly, and so like your fingers just shine every time the light hits them. When I put my nails up to my face, it just like, my nails look so sparkly and cute and clean and simple. Like, it looks like I just have like clean, pretty, sparkly fingernails. And I don't know why, maybe I thought I was too old for this to be wearing glitter or something, but it doesn't look like a little kid. Like, I'm wearing silver glittery nail polish, and I think I am never going back. I'm obsessed with it. So there you go. There's another positive. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm healthy. I'm taking care of myself. I love myself. I love my circle of people that has gotten very, very small. but I love them to death. I love you. I love love. And I am trying. That's all that matters. I'm here. I love. I'm trying. That's all that matters. So, sounds like a positive to me. I don't know what to tell you.
And I will do me.
All right. I have had a very busy week and some technical difficulties. My stomach just growled. And so this podcast is going to be posted a day late, unfortunately, but it is a different night in a different house on different energy drinks and energy levels. I just came from the gym and I'm now sitting in the tiniest of twin beds you ever did see in the whole wide world with my little sister. She is sick and she is doing homework on her iPad, and I asked her if she wanted to play a little game on here because I didn't feel like playing a game by myself on my podcast this week. And so since she happens to be here, I figured I would bother her. She's giving me the stank eye, literally. And she yelled at me in her whispery breath, which is why I'm being quiet right now, because my mom's in the other room and she gonna kill us if I wake her up. But she said, if your fat butt pushes me off this butt. And I was like, I don't have a fat butt. And she goes, if your flat butt. So I know we were pretty obnoxious in the last sister cast. And that was a very random and weird episode. But I promise we will be much more quiet, much more chill. And we're just going to play the word game. You know what I decided to call it, memes? Word Girl. I watched Word Girl. I'm so glad somebody understands what it is. Anyway, say hi.
Hi.
Ew.
My hi is amazing.
My hi is amazing. Alright, so you guys met Mimi's. This is Juliana, my littlest sister. I actually do kind of want to do an episode with you and Tata that's like serious and not redonkulous like it was last time. We were being pretty obnoxious. Is that something you would want to do where we like talk about real stuff? Yeah. Well, good to know. Thanks for participating. You're a great guest. Now leave.
This is my room.
Alright, so we'll hurry up and get this little game over with so that you can finish your homework.
Doing this all in one night.
That's what you made it sound like. You're not doing all this homework.
All of this?
I know, it looks ridiculous. I was like, oh my god. She must be Wonder Woman. She's gonna do all of that. South Africa and Paleotholic period and Parliament and Parthenon and Patricians. You're learning about all of that tonight? And that's only 2 of like the 75 things I see on there.
It's a study guide for my first final.
Your first final? In all of high school you ever did have? Oh my god, I'm so disgusted.
What?
Did you think I was gonna say proud?
A little bit.
I am proud. I just keep forgetting you're in high school. That's so freaking weird. Also, I would probably have a heart attack and die. I need to finish. First of all, with the amount of homework that I'm looking at that I would have to, I hated doing my homework. I would do like what you're doing right now. Say you had a book report due tomorrow and it was that much stuff. I would do it the night before and like get it done really fast and rush because I was the biggest procrastinator, and I would get really lucky and get good grades because I'm so smart and I'm so creative. And I was pretty smart in school, I'm not gonna lie, but I was a terrible test taker, so I wouldn't really study and I would know the questions, and then I know there's people out there that have to relate to this, but I would take the test and it'd be like, that was too easy. There's no way that that's the right answer. I got that right in 10 seconds. And then I was like, no. I have to do it again. Like a math thing. And so then I would do the math equation all over again. And then I was like, yeah, that feels right. And it was wrong. And I would get F's on everything. I literally, when they got it back, sometimes your teachers would write the right answer with the red ink pen, you know? And I would look at them, that's what I did the first time. And then they always wrote, your work was right, but the answer's wrong. This is what it's like living with ADHD or whatever the hell it is that I have. I don't know. But it was horrible. And I literally got Fs all the time. And then sometimes I would just not do my homework. So then I would get zeros. So I failed everything. Even though I'm not a dum-dum. Oh my gosh. Is any of that relatable to you?
A little bit. When you changed your answer and it was wrong.
You change your answer?
Sometimes.
And then you get it wrong, but it's actually right?
Sometimes. This
is really random. This has turned into an interview. This is what we're supposed to be doing next time. I literally said we were going to play a fast game so that you can continue doing your homework and I can edit this podcast so that I can get it out tomorrow and actually do something on time and not procrastinate for once. And I won't shut up. And I also told them that I was going to be quieter and I'm literally screaming again. Don't look at me like that. You got F's? What do you mean? Are you hiding your F's from Mom? Does she listen to this podcast? I don't know. Oh my god. For real. Work girl. I don't even know anything about that show except for that.
You don't remember the monkey? Or her brother?
Wait, I do remember Monkey. But I think I always confuse it with like Powerpuff Girls.
And Mojo Jojo.
Okay, I'm actually proud that you know who Mojo Jojo is. Have you seen that TikTok with Lizzo? She has that song. The one... Wait, no, that's the Meghan Trainor song. What's the one song that people were dancing to?
I don't know.
And so Jojo, you know Jojo Siwa?
The one with the ponytail?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So Jojo Siwa made a TikTok dance to like a Lizzo song. And so I open TikTok and I see Jojo dancing. I'm like, why the hell is this on my For You page? I don't follow Jojo and I don't want to see Jojo dancing on my For You page. But it was Lizzo stitching it. And it was Jojo Siwa dancing to it. Jojo, the singer, singing to it.
Who is Jojo the singer?
That's disgusting of you. Don't say that. And then something else. Oh, yeah, it was just them two. And so Lizzo goes, not both JoJos.
Who is one of the JoJos?
She goes, I should just show you the video. Can you pull up TikTok on there?
No.
Freak. She goes, not both JoJos getting down to my song or whatever she says. She goes, Jojo Siwa. Jojo. Now when I need every other JoJo, Casey and JoJo, to duet this song. Jojo the dolphin. Mojo Jojo. Do you even understand what I'm saying?
A little bit.
A little bit. I wonder if anybody out there knows what I'm talking about, but I just thought it was so funny. The comments were hilarious. Mojo Jojo. Okay, you know who Mojo Jojo is, but you don't know who Jojo Jojo is?
No, let me see.
She's googling it. Her name's not really Jojo Jojo.
Then what is her name?
It's just Jojo. But she was like, not both JoJos singing my song or whatever. And she goes, Jojo, because like she's the original JoJo. I never want to hear the name JoJo again in my life. I've said JoJo so many times. You don't know who that is? Okay, so she's the girl from Zathura.
Which one? I thought that was, what's her
What
name
the
from
hell
Twilight?
are you talking about? Oh wait, is it Kirsten? What the fuck is her name?
I don't know. The one from Twilight.
The girl from Twilight is not in Zathura. It's JoJo.
Oh my goodness.
It's Jojo.
Zathura.
Zarura?
Cass.
You just Googled Zarura. Cass. We learn how to press buttons. What do they teach you in school?
It's not pressing.
Oh, that's what it's not pressing. That's what I was gonna say earlier when I said I think I would faint.
Kristen Stewart.
Oh, it is Kristen Stewart. Then what the fuck is Jojo in? She's in a movie like that. Jojo. She's in a movie like that, I swear. Look up what she's in.
I'm trying.
But that's what I was gonna say earlier. She's in that stupid RV movie.
I don't know what that stupid RV movie is.
What the heck? I thought there was another. Is it just a stupid RV movie that I'm thinking of?
Shark Tale.
I didn't know she was in no Shark Tale. But that's what I was gonna say earlier, is you're sitting here playing on your iPad and doing your homework on an iPad. I'd probably be like, what is this gadget? I can't even imagine doing homework on an iPad. I'm so envious of you freaking children these days.
I don't want these things. I want paper. I wish I could still go to a library and look things up.
That was the most annoying freaking thing. I mean, I guess I liked doing it, but like looking back now at how easy you guys have it compared to then. Mimi's mom had to drive me to the library and I would sit there for hours. And the internet was so slow and I had to pay the 10 cents for, I don't even know what the heck it was. So, and then I couldn't find the freaking encyclopedias and thesauruses, and I had to look through the shelves of the books for this thing that I didn't even want to read because I had terrible attention span and I couldn't read for like a steady 30 minutes straight. And then I would type out a whole thing on the computer and then something would happen and it wouldn't save to my flash drive or my floppy disk. Do you know what a floppy disk is?
Yes.
Why do you know what a floppy disk is?
Because of the Goldbergs.
Because of the Goldbergs.
That one episode where he made something on a floppy disk and he explained it.
Oh my god. Well, I haven't seen a lot of the Goldbergs. I know that's funny, but that's pretty hilarious. That's what you... Oh my gosh. What if you didn't know what it was because of the Goldbergs? Would you be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
A floppy disk. You would have been picturing a floppy disk. But yeah, I can't imagine having these technologies in school. I specifically remember a lime green folder that I would put all my book reports in, and I would literally write it. Oh my god, the amount I don't even know how I have wrists anymore from the writing.
I like writing. I'd rather do that than this.
I like it too. I actually really enjoyed it, but when you want to hurry up and get your homework done, you can't go and type it really fast. You're like, and then writing it out in freaking cursive because my school psycho.
Won't teach me cursive.
See, that's just weird, but also I'm over here pissed off that I had to write in cursive, so.
At least it's pretty.
It's pretty? So you don't know how to write in cursive? Do you know how to do anything?
Yes.
Just kidding. What does your school teach you?
Garbage.
Garbage? Give us an example of the bardage that they teach you.
A helot is an enslaved person in ancient Sparta.
I have a feeling that's not how you pronounce it.
I don't care.
Helot? Helot? Hilo. It's Hilo.
What happened to the T?
There's a bunch of T's that are invisible, okay? In the English language.
Then why put it there?
I don't know. Don't ask me. This is why I got F's in school.
Oh my goodness.
I actually really liked English. I was good at it. I just really procrastinated. And I'm sure my teachers hated me.
I'm gonna show you this.
Anyways, 3 hours later, we haven't even started this game.
Mm-hmm.
Classwork? That's how you turn in your classwork? I would have thrived in this world. Honestly, looking at this, I would have been like, beep, beep, boop, boop, beep, 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 and turn in my work, and I would have never gotten zeros. I just didn't, I loved writing, but I would write in my journals and my diaries, and I was like, I'm not going to write this, and I wouldn't turn it in because I just didn't want to. I was a stubborn brat.
I have to write. This is due soon.
Oh my god. It's never ending.
About a book I have not read.
That's me. It's me, except for they probably have you reading like a normal book. I had to read Blue Denim and Lace.
Lace?
Don't even ask me because I didn't read it. I didn't even read it. But the other one that I had, oh my god, I had to write a book report on, what is it called? I almost said how to marry a man. Basically what it is. How to dating with a purpose. In high school, I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, but it sounds very familiar. Dating with a purpose. Right? Am I wrong? I know that that's a book that I read at some point, but I didn't go to House Anderson College, so it had to have been high school. And it was like written by like Jack Hyles or something, like the pastor from our church.
What?
And it had a bunch of Bible verses in it. And told us how to listen to a man and look at her face. And
And
and cook. And so I'm sorry, I'm traumatized. I can't even think straight. Anyways, why do we keep getting distracted? Listen, we're girl. Okay, ready? This is end the podcast. 3, 2.
Wait, what?
You scared me.
What are we doing?
If your flat butt pushes me off this.
Where did that come from?
I was counting down for a word game. Word
Right
girl.
now?
Yeah, that's literally what we were supposed to be doing this whole time, but
Okay,
we're
let me
yapping about who
think.
knows what. And I told everybody on this podcast it was going to be more chill, and they probably think I'm a psycho again.
Okay.
The heater's about to turn on. It's going to be so freaking annoying.
Well,
Right? Do I hear it turning on?
I think so.
All right. Word girl game.
Okay, we're girl.
Okay, word girl. 3, 2, 1.
Snowflake.
Magnificent.
Where did that come from?
All right. Did you say where did that come from?
Yes. What did you see? Magnificent?
Why does it always have to be? Maybe for once in my life, I wanted it to be a word that I didn't see in the room, because we always go, birdcage. Because I saw a birdcage there. I just thought of a word, and magnificent came to mind. And you said snowflake? Let me guess, because there's 35 snowflakes hanging from your ceiling?
Those are birds. I got snowflakes from those.
Those are birds. There was a dead bird in my camper.
Yes, I know. You told me.
Did I tell you that his butt and his legs were missing?
Yes.
It's so ugly. Paige sent me a video. Do you want to see the video of it?
No.
She was so nice. She ended up cleaning my camper out for me, and I told her not to. But she knew the kind of week I was having, so she's like, anyone should have to worry about it. So she cleaned the dead bird. She can't even handle looking at a spider for 3 seconds. I don't know how she could clean a dead bird with shit coming out of its dead body. It was so ugly. And it's so funny because her video, she's like, I figured I'd send you some footage of cleaning your camper. It's not that bad. Here, she showed me all the little bird poops. Because I wasn't there to document this horrific death scene.
It's getting loud.
But since I wasn't there to document, she knows me so well that I would have wanted footage of this tormenting moment in my life to remember forever. And maybe put it on TikTok. I don't know. So then she's like, okay, here's the bird reveal. And she shows the dead bird. It's terrible. I feel really bad for animal lovers out there listening to this right now, because they probably think I'm a horrible person. But it was just like, it was so ugly that it looked like it wasn't fake. It wasn't real. It looked like literally, have you seen those bird Christmas tree ornaments?
No.
It's just like a fuzzy, it's got like feathers, and it's a bird. It's like, looks like a bola, an ornament, but it's a bird. And it has a beak and stuff, and it looks fake, and it's like this.
Like those thousands of bird things Mima has?
What?
They're like the bird in the kitchen.
The ceramic birds that Mom has all over the house too? No, not those birds. It's literally a Christmas tree ornament. Do you not remember? You weren't born in the 90s. Those ornaments that are like, they're soft to the touch. They kind of feel like silky because they're like covered in like strings. It's like very thin, silky string wrapped all the way around the bola, but it's lightweight and it's hollow. But it's like string. Somebody out there's gonna know what I'm talking about.
It's an ornament?
It's a Christmas ornament, a ball.
A ball? I thought it was a bird.
Yes, but the bird, it's funny that we're talking about this right before Christmas. The bird is a ball.
It's not a bird.
Fake bird. It's a ball ornament with silky string and feathers, but then there's like maybe a second ball with his little head and a beak coming. It just looked like a freaking, oh my god, you're Googling it? I was gonna tell you to Google it. Oh, bird. She's Googling, oh. I'm so bad. These are the stupidest ornaments ever made. Try to be quiet.
What did you say? Silk, whatever?
Silk silk bird ornament. She put old bird. Literally, there's the ugliest gingerbread cookie bird I've ever seen.
That's an ornament, not a gingerbread cookie.
It looks like a gingerbread cookie.
Those?
Yes, kind of like that, but it's not a ball. But that's what I was picturing. That's what the bird looked like in my camper. I was just about to say, how the fuck did I get onto this subject about a bird ornament? And it's all because of the bird in my camper. Okay, but that's not really what I'm picturing. It doesn't even look like an ornament. Somebody out there is literally picturing what I'm talking about. It's kind of like that. Yeah, see, it's a ball and then there's another ball. And it's all string. It's so ugly. That's what the bird looked like.
It was white with green eyes and a red body.
This is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Can you screenshot this and send it to me?
I don't know what I could do with
I'm
your
gonna
email.
post this on my email. Yes. I'm gonna post this on my Instagram for the people, the special listeners who actually listen to the podcast. They're gonna get to this portion and know what I'm talking about when I get that ugly bird picture. I sound so annoying because I'm trying to be quiet and I can't stop laughing. But yeah, it kind of looked like that, but with so the bird in the camper had no tail, no butt, and no wings. It was just the ball and the head. That's what I'm talking about.
That is a regular bird.
That's not a regular bird. It's an ornament. Look at it. It looks so stupid.
It just looks like a regular bird.
It's a feather. See, look at this. Literally what I was talking about. It's like thin, tiny little strings. Maybe it's just feathers and it looks like strings. Look at its feet. Ew. The bird in the camper did not have feet. That's the ugliest thing ever. We literally had that on our tree when I was a child. It's hideous. Are we ever going to play this game or not?
I don't know. With your magnificent, I don't know.
With your magnificent. Okay, so I said magnificent. You said snowflake.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a word?
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I do.
Magnificence. There's two that I want to say, and one of them makes more sense to say, but the other one is funnier. I'll say the one that I should say. Okay, ready? You got it?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1.
Wonderland.
Snowman.
What? So why is Frosty magnificent?
I don't know. Don't they call him magnificent in the movie or something?
Movie?
You don't know the Frosty the Snowman movie?
I know
Again,
the
with the
song.
what is this weird Christmas topic that's happening tonight?
I don't know.
Why are we on Frosty the Snowman now?
I don't know.
You said snowflake. It's all your fault.
Well, it's the first thing I saw.
You haven't seen the Frosty the Snowman movie?
I don't think so.
Oh my god. Well, he's like magnificent and has power. You know what I was gonna say that I wanted to say and I didn't? With magnificent and snowflake, I was gonna say the Greatest Showman. Because I always think it's the Greatest Snowman. And he's supposed to be magnificent or something. Everybody's magnificent these days.
The musical?
Yes. So Greatest Showman and Wonderland would have probably been better to... No. Okay, so what I said Frosty the Snowman. And you said Wonderland? Why the...
Like a winter wonderland.
Oh, that's pretty smart, I guess. Then you should have said Winter Wonderland.
Well.
And then I said Frosty the Snowman. And then we would have said... Who knows? Okay, so... Is it just Wonderland? Because now I'm thinking Alice in Wonderland. That's two different kinds of Wonderlands. Very different. Two sides of the spectrum. Is Wonderland your final answer?
Yeah.
Oh my god, so now I gotta think something with Alice in Wonderland.
No, you nobody said Alice in Wonderland. You said Frosty the Snowman.
I said Frosty the Snowman. You said Wonderland.
Where do you get Alice in Wonderland from both?
No, I'm not saying in common. I'm saying the fact that you said Wonderland at all. When you said Wonderland, I thought of Alice in Wonderland. Anybody, I think, in America would think of Wonderland. Like, the movie. If you were thinking of Winter Wonderland, which makes sense and is a really good word, you should have said Winter Wonderland.
Okay, then Winter Wonderland.
No, it's too late. Now you can't. Now we changed it. Now we're going all the way backwards to Alice in Wonderland. Fine, we'll go with Winter Wonderland and Frosty the Snowman.
What am I supposed to say about that now?
You don't even know nothing about Frosty the Snowman?
I know he had a hat and eyes made out of coal.
What is this Christmas cast now?
I don't know. If I put the radio on, it'll probably be Frosty the Snowman.
Oh my god. This is the longest game in America.
Sure is.
Okay, where do we leave off?
Frosty the Snowman.
Okay, you said he had eyes made out of gold, so you know who Frosty the Snowman is.
Frosty the Snowman.
You don't need to sing the song. I hate Christmas. Okay?
What?
You're sitting with the Grinch. We're talking enough about Christmas as it is. I'm gonna explode.
Do you remember that one time when...
Are you gonna tell me one of your freaking stories?
Yeah.
What?
Do you remember that one time when we were at Tata's house? And you had to poop and then you came out.
Why are you exposing me for having to poop?
You could get rid of it.
I do not poop.
And you said it looked like the Grinch.
What the hell are you talking about? You are embarrassing me on my own podcast.
Well, it's just something I remember.
Oh my god. I pooped and I said it looked like the Grinch?
I remember it was at Tata's house and we were all laughing about it.
I don't know what you're talking about or why I would say that. You are making things up. You were dreaming. That's a nightmare in itself. So every time I say the Grinch, you just think of my poop now. You're saying yes. Oh my god,
It's a funny memory.
Okay, which is funny. Full circle is gonna bring me back. You know how? First of all, disregard the Grinch poop story. But you know how you always say funny stories, and like sometimes we sit here and we're like, and then what? Like, is that it? I think maybe a term you've never heard of before is you had to be there. That's what you're missing. It's like funny to you, but we're like, what the hell are you talking about?
It would be funny to you, but
We didn't see it. We weren't there. Right. So what you say is you had to be there. That's how you end the story.
Okay.
I'm not
So
saying,
no more and then that's it?
no, you have to say and then that's it because that's your thing now. But I'm just saying to other people, have you never heard that before? You had to be there?
Yeah.
You have heard that?
In some episode or something. We kept saying it.
Of the
like,
Goldbergs?
no, I don't think so.
No, it's just funny because those are the types of stories. When I say tell a funny story, I'm thinking you're going to tell a story that's like funny to everybody no matter what. But it's only funny to you because you were there. You had to be there. So all of the stories that you've ever told me, I'm like, what is the point? I just thought it was funny. I was curious if you had ever heard that before. Anyways, back to this game. Where did we leave off on?
Frosty the Snowman.
I can't believe you told that story. I don't even know what you're talking about. It
It
was
was just-
shaped like the Grinch.
No, it was green.
Oh my god.
According to you. I didn't go look.
I had to just been saying that. I had to have just said it to make you guys laugh or something. Or I was really sick on some kind of medicine. Who knows what in the world? I cannot keep this in this episode. I'm mortified. I'm gonna throw up. Oh my god, ew. I can't stop thinking about that. Julianne.
What?
We literally call me the Grinch and I quote the Grinch 24 hours a day, so every time I've ever done that, that's what you're thinking? Why are you laughing? Oh my god, you are!
Because it's funny.
I've never been more embarrassed in my life. Actually, I take that back. I have been more embarrassed in my life. Oh, that's a story for another day. I mean, there's one like really obvious word that we could say, but that's not the way I'm going. Wrap it up.
I'm trying. Okay.
Frosty the Snowman.
I can't repeat words.
And when you... No, you can't say any of the words that we just previously said.
Let me think.
Okay, well, we'll just go for the really obvious one. What is the one thing you think of when you think of a winter wonderland and Frosty the Snowman? You ready?
Wait. Okay.
I guess I'm gonna say the obvious one, but ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Snow.
Christmas. Oh my god. You're right. But like, I don't know. I don't say stuff like that because like if we're saying snowman, then I don't use the word snow just because snow. It's not really. I mean.
But you said
Frosty the Snowman. Oh, I guess yeah. I did say Frosty the Snowman. So you could say snow. But I was okay. So Christmas to me was the obvious one because Winter Wonderland is Christmas. Frosty the Snowman is Christmas. But what I first initially thought was magic because Frosty the Snowman is magical. And Winter Wonderland is like the Christmas magic. Don't give me that look.
And then we'd have to go to Wands and then Harry Potter.
Wands?
And then this and that.
Oh, because of magic. Okay, so where did we land on? I said Christmas and you said snow. Right?
What is next after that?
But see, I wouldn't have said snow because you already used snowflake. So too many snows. I've had enough of snow. I'm sick of snow. Okay?
I've been waiting for it to snow.
Excuse me.
I want to go jump in the snow.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Don't lie.
I do.
I do.
I remember last year we were at basketball practice.
Is this another story that I had to be there?
I think so.
She said I think so. Okay.
And then there was like, the snow was really high and I was waiting for Mom to come get me. And then it was clean and like this. And
what?
It was like, this is the sidewalk and it was like this, like a big
This
path.
was a long time ago? Like when me and Angela
Last
were
year.
playing? Oh. I was thinking about years ago. It was like really, really high.
I was in basketball.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Or then it was earlier
I'm
this
sorry,
year.
I really black out when you tell stories. Sorry.
Anyways. And then I was just like scooping some of it. And I was kind of eating it. And then I was getting ready to jump in it. And then my coach told me to get inside.
How rude.
Well.
You had to be there?
Yeah.
And then that's it?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell did we land on? Christmas and snow? Oh my god, what are we gonna do now? You can't say snowman. You can't say snowflake. Christmas and snow. Oh my god, there's so many things. There's so many things we could say. We're just gonna keep going in Christmas circles. And I hate Christmas. Why are we doing a Christmas word, girl?
I don't know. Okay, I have one.
The heat's about to turn on. We gotta hurry it up. Oh, I don't think you're gonna get this.
I'm smart. I might.
Okay, ready? Christmas and snow.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Ice skating.
Yes! Is it because we were talking about ice skating? Our faces.
We were?
Yeah, we were gonna go ice skating, remember?
I want to go ice skating.
I know. You should. I wish I had a video of our faces right now. We were both like, like we never heard the word ice skating before. I can't believe you got that. I'm so disgusted of you.
What?
That's my new way of saying I'm proud. I'm disgustingly happy. This heater's gonna turn on. We need to say bye. This was the longest game in America. All right. Oh, the heater's gonna turn on. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for letting me sit in your bed and not kicking my flat butt out of it. And don't forget to love yourself.
Okay.
Okay. Do you love yourself?
Yeah, what's not to love?
What's not to love? See, guys, there it is right there. What's not to love? I've taught you all, even though I didn't teach you that, did I? I'll take credit anyway. Is that for my tattoo? Every time you look at my tattoo, it reminds you to love yourself?
I forgot you said that. Because it's like all blurry and covered up.
Ew, don't talk about my tattoo.
Okay,
like that.
take it back then.
It's all blurry? What am I, an erase board? It's not even a thing. What's an erase board? A dry erase board? Oh, the heater's on. Alright, guys. Don't forget to love yourself like Juliana does. Because what's not to love? Take it from her. I love you guys. Bye.
So do